Let me tell you something, they don't print on school posters or whisper in church or tell you when they shake your hand at graduation. Sometimes the people with the brightest futures are the first ones to crash. You ever seen a shooting star? Bright, beautiful, makes the whole sky light up for a second, but it don't last. That was Leo. And this story, this ain't one of them fairy tales. This is about how a good boy from a good home can still get lost. And by the time you realize it, it's too late. Leo came from the kind of family most people pray for. House with 6 bedrooms, a piano in the living room nobody played but looked nice in photos. Mom was a surgeon, dad was a partner in a law firm. Weekends were all garden parties, expensive wine, soft jazz music playing through hidden speakers in the walls. But money don't raise kids, and love, when it comes with too many excuses, can kill just as fast as hate. I first met Leo when he was 12, smart, sharp, full of questions, always bouncing around like a puppy with too much energy. His mom used to smile when she looked at him like she was proud of the masterpiece she made. His dad used to call him Champ in that rich, busy dad kind of way, patting his head but already halfway back to his laptop. Leo was gifted. I'm talking top of the class, chess trophies, math competitions, piano lessons. Teachers used to say, he's going places, that boy's got a future. And then came high school. You know how high school works. That's where kids learn to wear masks. It ain't about grades anymore. It's about who you sit with at lunch, what trainers you wear, how deep your voice sounds, how funny you can be at someone else's expense. Leo didn't want to be the smart kid anymore. He wanted to be cool. That's where Malik came in. Malik wasn't from Leo's world. Council estate kid, rough around the edges, sharp tongue, already smoking by 14, already skipping school. Malik didn't have pianos in his living room. He had fights breaking out in his kitchen. And to Leo, that was exciting. At first it was just skipping lessons, hanging around outside school, pretending he was sick. Then it was a bit of weed, bruv, it's not that deep. Leo wanted to fit in, wanted to feel like he wasn't just that rich boy with the tucked in shirt and neat handwriting. I remember the first time I saw the change. His mom called me, voice trembling, "Steve, something's wrong. He's not Leo anymore." By 16, Leo was rolling with a new crew, nights out, clubs with fake IDs, drinking, smoking, pills. His dad sat me down one day, whiskey glass shaking in his hand. "I don't get it, Steve. We gave him everything. Why isn't that enough?" And I told him what I've told hundreds of parents. You gave him everything except a reason to say no. See, when you raise a kid without struggle, sometimes they go looking for their own pain. And pain, it's always easy to find. It was subtle at first. Marks on his arms he tried to hide. Eyes too red after school. Money going missing from wallets and purses. And every time they confronted him, Leo would say what all addicts say, "I've got it under control." Let me tell you something about control. That's the first thing addiction takes from you. It don't ask politely either. It kicks the door in and makes itself comfortable. By 17, Leo wasn't just skipping class, he was skipping life. Rehab was mentioned, therapists, intervention talks at the kitchen table, but you can't help someone who don't think they need it yet. The saddest part, he still smiled that charming, clever smile, still hugged his mom when she cried, still promised his dad he'd sort it out. And maybe in some twisted corner of his heart, he believed it. But drugs don't care what promises you make. They don't care if your mom loves you. They don't care if your dad's paying off half the rehab center just to keep your name out the papers. They take. That's all they know how to do. And Leo was already drowning. Next episode, I'll tell you about the first overdose. This ain't gonna be easy to hear, but maybe it'll save somebody. I wish I could tell you Leo got better. I wish I could tell you this story was just a phase, a rebellious chapter before he got his life together, but this isn't that kind of story. Leo's first overdose happened on a Thursday. Cold day, gray sky, the kind of weather that makes you want to stay indoors and drink tea. But Leo wasn't home. He was at Malik's older brother's place, a one-bedroom flat smelling like mold and cheap cigarettes. They were passing pills around like sweets. 1 pill, 2 pills, 3. Washed down with vodka. Chased by cheap energy drinks. Malik laughing, bruv, you lightweight, come on, man, you're rich. Handle your high. Leo didn't want to look soft. Pride is loud. Wisdom is quiet. Guess which one teenagers listen to? Next thing they know, Leo's lips turned blue. Panicking, Malik didn't call an ambulance straight away. Didn't want trouble. Didn't want police sniffing around. They tried splashing water on Leo's face, tried shaking him awake, tried shouting his name. Nothing. Finally, someone had the sense to call for help. Paramedics came. Sirens, flashing lights, neighbors poking their heads out of windows. Leo, carried out on a stretcher, lifeless, his expensive trainers dragging in the dirt. Hospital, emergency room, tubes in his nose, IV in his arm. His mom got the call first. You don't forget screams like that. I was there when they wheeled him in. His dad showed up 10 minutes later, tie loose, face pale, his hand shaking so bad he dropped his phone twice. I stood between them at the hospital corridor as they argued. This is your fault, his dad snapped. You coddled him, you knew, and you let it happen. His mom fired back, voice hoarse. Don't you dare put this on me. Where were you? In your office, at golf, at work dinners, pretending this family was perfect. 2 successful adults, 2 broken parents, 1 dying child. Leo made it that night, barely. But you know the craziest part? He woke up, eyes glazed, smile weak, and said, "It was just bad pills, I'm fine. I'll be more careful next time." More careful? There's no careful when you're already drowning. You either get out of the water or you don't. Next episode, I'll tell you about rehab. The good, the bad, and the lies addicts tell better than anyone else. Stay with me. Promises don't fix broken wings. Rehab sounds good on paper, brochures full of smiling faces, clean beds, soft colors on the walls, therapists with kind eyes, promises of a fresh start, and tools for recovery. Leo's parents picked the best money could buy, a center in the countryside, big gates, long gravel drive, fountains, tennis courts. It looked more like a resort than a place to fight for your life. But here's the truth nobody puts on the flyer. Rehab only works if you want it to. Leo didn't. He played the part, sat in group sessions, nodded when they talked about choices and self-responsibility, shared a few stories about how school was stressful or friends pressured me. He knew the language. Smart boys know how to talk their way out of anything. I visited him once during that stay, sat on the bench in the garden with him, birds singing, trees swaying like the world was fine. "Leo," I said, "you ready to be done with this yet?" He shrugged, smirked. "It's not that deep, Steve. Just got caught up. Happens to everyone, right?" I leaned forward. Not everyone ends up on a hospital bed with their lips blue. He didn't flinch. That's how far gone he was. He thought he was different, smarter, invincible. A month later, he came home. Family barbecue, neighbors invited over. "Leo's better now," they all whispered. But addiction doesn't wear scars on the outside. It hides, waits, smiles at your parents, shakes hands at church, promises, "I'm good now," before sneaking out the window at midnight. It wasn't even 2 weeks before Leo was back with Malik, back in basements, back with bad pills, back with broken promises. His mom cried herself to sleep every night. His dad stopped coming home altogether. And Leo thought he was still running the show. Next episode, I'll tell you how fake friends disappear when the real trouble starts. It's about to get darker. Stay with me. Fake friends love you when you're funny, when you got pills, when you've got weed, when you've got cash to spend. But when it gets dark, when ambulances show up, when parents start crying, when police start asking questions, guess what happens? They disappear. Leo found that out the hard way. Malik ghosted him after that first overdose scare. No calls, no texts, just vanished. And those wild nights out with the boys, gone. No more bruv, you're my guy. No more your family, fam. The only thing Leo had left was the sound of his mother crying in the next room. And his dad, you know that kind of silence that's so loud it feels like shouting? That was him. Tie loosened, drink in hand, newspaper open, but not really reading it. Leo wasn't a shooting star anymore. He was smoke. Worst part, he knew it, but he was too proud to say it out loud. Next episode, I'll tell you how everything finally broke. We're not done yet. Stay close. The final fall. You ever heard of heartbreak? It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's a whisper, a soft kind of cracking that happens when hope finally gives up. Leo's final overdose wasn't like the movies. No wild party, no sirens cutting through the night, no heroic rescues. It was silent. He was alone, in his room, curtains drawn, phone face down, just Leo and a pile of pills that promised escape but never mentioned the price. His mom found him, early morning, called his name twice before opening the door, and that scream she let out, I still hear it sometimes when I try to sleep. Paramedics came again, but this time, no rush, no shouting orders, just quiet, respectful movements. Leo didn't wake up this time. Funeral was quiet, closed casket, neighbors sending flowers, people whispering, such a shame, such a good boy. You ever seen a father cry like a boy? That's what Leo's dad looked like, kneeling by that coffin, and his mom, eyes empty, like someone had stolen her whole world and left the shell behind. That's what drugs do. They don't just kill the addict, they kill everyone who ever loved them. Next episode, I'm gonna give you the real talk. Stay with me. Let me tell you something real, right here, right now. You think drugs don't care who you are? You're right, they don't. Drugs don't check your bank account. They don't care about your family name. They don't care if your mom prays every night for you. They don't care if you got dreams of being somebody. They take everybody. You could be rich, broke, smart, dumb, loved, unloved. It doesn't matter. Addiction is blind, and it's patient. Leo was supposed to be somebody. He was supposed to be an architect, wanted to build houses, design cities, smartest kid I'd ever met. But the moment he started thinking, it's not that deep, his future started counting down like a bomb with no red wire to cut. And I know what you're thinking, that won't be me. I'm smarter than that. I'm not stupid. I just party a little. I'm good at hiding it. You ain't good at nothing when it comes to this. Nobody beats it by accident. Every addict I've ever met started out the same way. It's just a little fun. I can stop whenever. It's just weekends. Next thing you know, your weekends become weekdays. Then your weekdays become hospitals. And then somebody's crying over a coffin with your name on it. I don't care how tough you think you are. I don't care how many times you've handled it before. Sooner or later it handles you. And it don't apologize, ever. Next, the hard truth. Stay right here. Now here comes the part most people don't want to hear. Addiction doesn't start with drugs. It starts with pain. It starts with boredom. It starts with fear. It starts with wanting to belong. It starts with someone handing you a pill or a joint or a bottle and saying, relax, bro, just try it. But the hard truth, nobody hands you the aftermath. Nobody hands you the ambulance bill. Nobody hands you the look on your mom's face when she's kneeling on your bedroom floor screaming your name. Nobody hands you the funeral suit. You gotta ask yourself one thing, how far is too far? For Leo, it was just trying to fit in. It was one more time. It was, I'm smarter than this. And look where it got him. You think you're different? Prove it. You don't prove you're strong by taking what everybody else takes. You prove it by standing alone if you have to. You prove it by walking away when everybody else is diving headfirst into hell. Because here's the secret. Nobody remembers who brought the weed to the party. They remember who survived. Leo didn't survive. That don't have to be your story. You don't need another hit. You don't need another sip. You don't need to impress people who won't even text you back when you're in the hospital. You need your life. That's it. So I'll ask you again one last time. How far is too far? You better answer before it answers for you. Please don't forget to like, drop your best comment, and subscribe for more interesting and inspiring story.